Hey y'all, Dave here. With the release of Skul on consoles, I decided to go ahead and make this video. This is going to be a run from start to finish, and I'm just going to kind of talk about how I go about a run, some of the decisions I make, and just kind of talk about how you can build a run from start to finish. And yeah. So here at the beginning in the castle, I picked the recruit and the gravedigger, and I got really lucky here by getting the Carlean insignia and the sword. Now this is going to be a physical run. I feel like whenever I'm starting a run, I kind of have a couple things in mind. I'm either have a skull that I'm like, okay, I want to do this run, so I'm going to try to get it, or I decide pretty early if it's going to be a physical magic run, you know, if I'm gonna go for madness. I try to make these decisions before I even start, so I can start to think, okay, how am I gonna build this before I even get going, and then let it, you know, RNG decide what the run's really gonna be like. But yeah, so I went with Gravedigger and the recruit. Now these two are really powerful skulls. Anybody that says different is just, they need to try them out. But the recruit here, I got really lucky by getting the archer in the beginning. This is one of my favorite abilities of his. You can summon the archer in the air. It will just stand there and shoot. You get 2 summons of him, and it just does heaps of damage. Gravedigger I'm going to be using more as I upgrade him, and that's one of the drawbacks to this run, is that, man, we're gonna need a lot of skull fragments to upgrade both of these boys to legendary. But you know, we're just gonna go, and I'm not gonna really worry about items too much. That's the great thing about these 2 skulls in particular. They're not the most item dependent, and you can build them several different ways. So coming into the shop, I luckily have enough gold to re-roll, and I just grabbed the draft stone just because. But we have the hunter's boots here that is just doing loads of work. I feel like that's why I'm stuck on recruit more, and I'm not really swapping to gravedigger that much, is because he's got the double dash. So we're getting a lot of utility out of the boots. Here we got the ninja versus adventurer fight. Not too bad. As you can tell, I don't really like dodge too much. I do tank a lot of damage, and for new players that could be a little tough. The first adventurer fights, it's tough in your first few runs. You can end up getting a different adventurer. I think there's 4 in total. You have the ninja, the mage, the archer, the recruit, and the priest. Oh, and the paladin. I totally forgot about the paladin. So your first few runs, you can get really frustrating because you're trying to learn the movements of possibly 5 different enemies. So I'm trying to get more skull rooms. I'm kind of getting a little frustrated. I didn't really want too many item rooms in this, but I'll take what I can get. So going into the second shop, I got a good bit of gold, and we're looking around. I haven't even decided how I'm gonna build out this this run as of yet, but right now I take the incense burner because I'm gonna need as much gold production outside of taking item and gold rooms as I can, because like I said, we're gonna need a lot of skull fragments. So primarily I'm gonna be just taking skull rooms. So here we're going through this room. We're making quick work of all this. You know, again, this is just speaks to the kind of damage that the recruit can do. It's just really good. That last shot on the archer does, you know, AoE damage in a straight line. And with that, we could just, he's got very high mobility, and skulls without as much mobility in this game are really hard for me personally. If you're not able to move around, then it just feels like a real slog. So here we got the vampire necklace. I think that's the name of the item, which it's fine. I'll take it because it's, as I said, I don't dodge too much. I just take a lot of damage. But here we go with the old Yggdrasil. The end. Yggdrasil isn't too bad of a boss. He telegraphs his attacks pretty well. As you can see, I just took some damage, but oh, and this is one of the biggest drawbacks with Gravedigger is illustrated right here, is that a lot of his summons don't really get to move, and they can only hit Yggdrasil when his head gets low enough. So they're just standing there, and they can only hit him when he stoops down a little bit. So it's really tough to do damage with Gravedigger here. And of course he's got the Power Skull detriment where he has the slamming jump attack. So well, we got the win with the slamming jump attack, but you know, it's tough to get any kind of aerial attacks going with that. So the first chest, we get super duper lucky and get Rear Blast. Rear Blast is one of the best physical items in the game, in my opinion. And with the Hunter Boot, we will be activating it. So I am dashing quite a bit. Oh, jeez, they just got melted. So I'm dashing quite a bit. So we're getting a lot of... Rear Blast is gonna have a lot of uptime, and I make a mistake later in the run where I think I get rid of the Hunter Boots for something else. I don't remember too well. It's been a while since I recorded this run. I think it was around the time that Beals did his Gravedigger Soldier run. But that's a great thing about this skull combo. Like I said, there's a lot of different ways to build these skulls. You can go for a mutant build where you're swapping constantly, or as much as you can. I like the mutant build. I just find that I go for raw damage as much as possible. So we're in the shop again, and I'm looking for anything I could take to just start doing more damage. There's the Thorny Boots. I'll take those. Just any damage I can get at this point. But as you can see, it's just, we are just absolutely melting. Basic Recruit. And I think I don't upgrade the Recruit for a long time. I think I keep Basic Recruit almost till Act 4. He's just that good. With the Archer skill and these boots, look at that, they're all dead. Living Armor, no thank you, but thank you for the bones. So Act 2 is... I can't say that it's hard. You know, it's mostly the same enemies, just advanced a little. I think the hardest thing about Act 2 is just the amount of enemies that come on the screen. The archers have a little bit of a jump back, so you got to learn that. Oh, Warrior's Pauldrons. I don't think I'm gonna take it. I should have, probably, because of how sloppy I'm playing, and I could have used some defense, but I think I still have the vampire necklace, so we're still getting some health back. I'm not too concerned about it. Oh, here we go. We have the Grandpa Skull. What's his name? Remaining one. There you go. So we're gonna get some more fragments. Oh, mummy here. I know you don't have to destroy the skull, but I kind of like to. I don't know why. It just feels good to still do it. The shield boys, just jump behind them. You'll get them. So we're coming up to the adventurer fight, and I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Except that it's the mage. But there's the priest. The mage is good for now, since I still have the basic recruit archer. But we're gonna bully the priestess here. I usually, if the priestess is in the mix, I go for the priestess first. Just that healing can be really irritating. Oh my gosh, the mage doesn't stand a chance. Except that my cooldown is too slow. And I should be dashing. Here we go. I just remembered. I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cheap. Taking damage after the fight. So then I'm like, why isn't she dying? Oh yeah, I need to dash. So we only got 5 skull fragments from that. That's a little disappointing considering just how many we need. But we're gonna go ahead and upgrade. And here I'm thinking, oh, maybe I should upgrade the recruit. But that basic archer, it's really hard for me to let go of that. But leveling up the recruit is really important, because when he gets the legendary, it's just broken. Every time he swaps in, he just gets a whole menagerie of boys to come help him out. But for right now, I'm pretty I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. And if I didn't get an additional item or any more skull fragments for the rest of the run, I'm pretty confident I'd be able to just get the win regardless. But it's not that dummy brokenness that we're looking for. We have, I mean, getting rear blast early is just huge though. Rider, no, I don't want Rider. Great skull, but not for this run. So we got the archers here, just take them out. Oh, we got, I forgot, we got Othello. Now with Gravedigger is really good, but the one problem I have with Gravedigger is that most of, except for Othello and King Lear, if the enemies are getting away from your summons that are stationary, it can be a little annoying. Like Hamlet here, you see he's just standing there. You got to get the enemies to him. So I will be looking for the reroll NPC. Lunar Ring, no magic. I will be looking for the reroll NPC with the recruit. As long as recruit doesn't have was it perfect slash, I'm okay with it, even though I have been tinkering with a concentration build with the recruit. That's been a lot of fun. Okay, so coming into the shop now, we have, again, I still haven't fully decided how I'm gonna build him right now, but getting the, what is this, the Giant's Axe is huge for Gravedigger. I could have got the Broken Mana Engine as well, but I didn't. I could have got the Hourglass and the Mirror and went for more of a mutant build, but like I said, I think at this point I'm just focusing on the damage. But yeah, the stationary, great. Oh my gosh, there they go flying. Yeah, so Giant's Axe, when you have power skulls that swap in, it will literally send enemies flying, which can be really useful for crowd control. Being able to destabilize the enemy so that they can't be attacking is really useful. So like I said, with like the concentration recruit, look at that, boom, dead. With the concentration recruit, when you got the teacup, his concentration is very quick, so you could spam it. So being able to essentially stun lock some enemies is a lot of fun. I haven't worked out all the tidbits with that, but I've tried it a few times and it could be pretty fun. It's not as powerful, but it's just neat. Okay, we're gonna go get another skull room for sure. Summon some archers, take them all out. He's dead. These priesty boys, I try to remember that the healers are up there, but sometimes I forget. And if you're doing enough damage, it doesn't really matter. But if you're having a hard time killing these enemies and there's a priest up there, definitely prioritize them. Okay, so going into the Liana Sisters, I'm feeling pretty good. We got a lot of gold coming in from the Miser and the Insignia. Well, not a lot, but enough to make up for not taking any item or gold rooms. So okay, the Liana Sisters, this was tough for me to get past, I'm not gonna lie. But if you've ever played Hollow Knight and you fought the Mantis Lords, this fight is somewhat similar in the fact that, you know, you got two enemies on screen and they kind of have a similar attack pattern. So a tactic that a lot of people do is that they'll try to get both the sisters relatively low before they kill one, so that when the sister here transitioning into the second phase has less health. But Gravedigger just does too much damage. So she died very quickly, faster than I was expecting. Now Othello here is actually one of the better, in my opinion, better abilities that Gravedigger can get, because he's got some range on him. You can see that those two are stabbing the sister while she's farther away, while Hamlet's just sitting there looking very useful. Okay, so we made like super short work of that. We are doing not broken damage, but we're doing very good damage right now. So the item we get, Air of the Stone. If I was doing a magic run and I got Air of the Stone right here, I'd be very mad, because the sisters count for two separate bosses. So getting it before the sisters is stupidly broken. Okay, so we have enough to upgrade the recruit, but like I said, I have a hard time letting go of the basic recruit's archer ability. It's that good. So this room, the Knight's Determination, could be okay, but like I said, I don't particularly care too much about the defensive items unless you're doing like a shield build or something. Defensive items are really good. They're smart if you are trying to get a win, but I'm still kind of like, all right, well, I just want to do more damage, which I am not doing enough of here. So these alchemists are, to me, they're some of the most annoying enemies in the game. The tracking that they get on their flask throws is just annoying. In Act 3, oh, look, Knight's Pauldrons again. I think now I'm considering it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm going to pick up the Pauldrons here because I do tend to take more damage in Act 3. Act 3 is annoying. I think it's the most annoying part of the run, and it's definitely for like just send them flying up there. They could blow up there. The most annoying part about it is what's happening right now. You have enemies that will explode, so you constantly have to be moving, and if you have a skull with not as great mobility, you're gonna have a bad time. I'm not saying you can't just, like, you know, try to dodge or just send them flying like that. You can't just, you know, dodge, but it's definitely very hard. And at first, when you're first learning the Act 3, you don't know that the enemies are blowing up. You don't know which ones do and don't, and you could kind of lose track. So it's definitely annoying to try to learn Act 3 as opposed to the other ones. Okay, here we go. Just doing tons of damage with that basic attack. I think I'm killing all the enemies here to get more gold. I have 7,000, but you know, we gotta be greedy for that first shot. Oh man, Hunter boots are so good. Ooh, Brawler's Knuckles. Okay, Brawler's Knuckles is a great item, and I probably should have gotten rid of something else to have 3 Miser, but at this point, I'm just looking for more damage, so I'm okay with Knight's Holy Sword. I don't remember what I dropped for this. If I get rid of the boots, I don't know. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking, but the Holy Sword is great for this particular build that I'm doing. I guess I'm planning on doing a lot of dashing. Here, we're gonna ditch the Pauldrons. I guess I'm trying to also think maybe a mutant build. Like I said, this is all after I've done the run, so I have no idea what I was thinking in that moment. But definitely getting rid of the Pauldrons was maybe not a good idea as I come in here and take a ton of damage. But the good news is that now we have a lot of physical damage. Dashing and getting your summons to get additional 100% physical damage is it's really good. It's not like the most broken thing ever, but I mean, you're having to dodge as it is, and it's like, why not? Well, I mean, they just died immediately. Okay, so now we have the third adventurer fight. And this combo isn't the worst, but it's not great either. You have the paladin, he's got a ton of health and shields. You got the recruit or the soldier, what's his name? Mango Lucius? Oh my god. Who has a lot of mobility and it jumps around a lot, so. And then you have the witch who's gonna be doing what she's doing, which is giving me a hard time. And I take a lot of damage. So the annoying thing is that I'm not doing is that if with Gravedigger, when you summon these more stationary summons that he has, you want to try to lure enemies to where they're at. It's not always easy, but if you can manage to do it, then they'll just do what they did now and beat the crap out of the witch. Okay, so now we got our second axe. I'm pretty sure I'm wanting to take it. So I think we're going to drop the insignia for now. And we're going to take the more physical damage. Now, oh, we got 69 bone fragments. Nice. But I'm still not ready to upgrade Recruit. I think I want to fully upgrade Gravedigger before I start upgrading Recruit. And again, that's one of the worst things about this kind of run is just the sheer amount of skull fragments you need. So if you're not getting lucky with finding any legendaries or uniques and getting a lot of bone fragments like we've had this run, I don't think I've seen a single legendary yet, then it's gonna have a bad time. But we are doing pretty good damage now. So like I said, okay, Genie, goodbye. Thank you for these whopping, what was it, 11 bone fragments. So okay, I'm gonna illustrate my point here in this room. So Gravedigger, mostly stationary summons. We're gonna summon them as many as we can on this one side of this room. Now enemies are spawning on both sides, so we're just gonna stand on this side and just look at this ridiculous damage they are doing. Absolutely bullying all these poor soldiers. And that's it. This room can get tough because they're summoning on both sides, and you know, you could be back and forth. So I tend to just, with this particular setup, I'll just pick a side and go with it. So the shop NPC gave us Frost Witch's Staff, don't need that, we're not doing magic. And then we got a Dark Quartz something, which I think is like a HP buff. I don't know. I never take it if if I could help it. So our rear blast is still getting activated by something. I think it's Brawler's Knuckles? I don't know. Some rear blast does have a condition that an item does need to activate it. So if you don't have something that's going to be doing that, it's almost useless. Coming into this room again. Oh my gosh, these things. The ghosts that explode are very tough. They're panic inducing. But thank God we found the harpy. We got 100 bone fragments. Now we can fully upgrade Gravedigger and start upgrading Recruit finally. Hooray. Also in the shop we have the incense burner and the hunter's boots, 2 items that you already got rid of. Balance staff, the cooldown reduction can be really good for the Recruit because he's a balanced skull. So, but nothing too good here. I probably should have taken the quintessence. I don't even think I get a quintessence this run, which is really unfortunate. Because if I had found like Orc or Troll, those are really good for like just physical damage. I mean, Orc is like a god tier item. And Troll is very good. Okay, so we're going into the Chimera Fight. Now the Chimera Fight, I think it's definitely the most annoying fight in the game. There's just so much visual clutter going on in this fight in particular. Now the Chimera looks amazing, but I mean, you'll see in a minute, there's so much on the screen that just gets taken up. But it's good for Gravedigger because we could just summon all of his little skull gang right below the Chimera, and they will mostly be constantly attacking. So again, we're not doing crazy damage yet. I need to get more summons going. Swap back to the Recruit. Not really dashing too much. I'm not really attacking too much. So yeah, like this part, when the Chimera gets to half health, the Chimera will jump back and then slam down and do this attack. You could just dash through it. It's kind of hard to get the timing down. But you can get right up against the Chimera like I'm doing and just keep dashing into the Chimera to dodge the damage. So you don't have to be running away. If you try to run away too much, it's not that great. You can stick up as close as you can to the Chimera and just keep attacking and dashing. Okay, so now we're going to upgrade. I don't even know what the Gravedigger's called at this point, but we're going to Savior. So Arachne is gonna level us up. And we have 10. We can finally upgrade the basic recruit to his, what is this, rare? Yeah, so it only took till Act 4 till we upgraded him one time. But yeah, now we have the Sergeant, Carleon Sergeant. The Sergeant's okay. I hate that we've lost one of our archer summons, but now the archer's gonna run around a little bit, gonna shoot a little bit, so I guess it's okay. So Act 4 is really tough. Just for the fact that when you take damage, you see that little cross debuff with the number 1 at the bottom of my screen will pop up, and you take additional damage, and it stacks. I don't know if you can max out your stacks. I might need to do some testing to find out. But yeah, it can be really, really frustrating. Not only are you getting punished for getting hit the first time you get here for not knowing how these enemies attack, but now you will take more damage. Oh, Dark Paladin. Amazing balance magic skull. Yeah, so not only are you gonna take more damage for not knowing, it's just it can compound. This little hallway right here is perfect for Gravedigger or any power skull with the Giant's Axe. You toss the enemies, but they don't go too high. There's a ceiling there, so they hit the ceiling. So it's they'll get stuck in the ceiling. So I'm gonna try to summon down here. The enemies are gonna run at us anyways, so as you can see, we're just pulling them back. We'll summon the archer, get some range damage going. I still have not found the reroll NPC, which is definitely what I'm looking for, to get the King Lear oh my gosh, Othello, all those spears, swapping in. Look, they get stuck in the ceiling. So yeah, I'm still looking for the reroll NPC for King Lear. Now those fountains, they'll cleanse your debuff, so it's important to use them. But yeah, coming in here, I'm feeling okay. The only things right now that I'm not too crazy about is the hourglass that has like mutant inscription. That's okay, but since I didn't go, oh, here we go, there's the reroll NPC. But since I didn't go full mutant with this, it's not doing too much, and I would prefer to just get more damage going, since that's what I've been leaning into. But just look at this. This is disgusting. These candlestick enemies might be my most hated. I just could never get down their throw time, and then their tracking on them is just insane. They will hit you no matter what. Okay, I got hit by a bomb guy, but here we go. Let's re-roll. I can't remember how many times this took. Okay, well, we got Macbeth, which is really good. Giant, huge, slammy boy. But no, I'm looking for, there we go. Okay, so I got King Lear and Hamlet. Now, if I would have thought about it, I would have re-rolled again. I would have preferred to have any other ability with King Lear other than Hamlet, but having King Lear is so good that I'll just take it, for the simple fact that it's just ranged. Look, Hamlet's over here not doing nothing, but there's a King Lear all the way over here who's able to hit. And there's a chance that he'll throw out like a bigger projectile. I don't know what triggers that, but it's nice whenever it happens. So these priest fellas, you can knock them off the edge. Sometimes they will teleport back, but okay. But yeah, you can knock them back out of the way and just knock them off the ledge, and hopefully that will kill them sometimes. They do have a quite a bit of health, so it can be annoying to try to kill them if you're lacking in the damage. So that's just a tip if you're having trouble with them. Okay, so I'm gonna swap, get across the edge there, and we're going into Oh my gosh, those items that show up late in the game. So I'm not really sure what I'm looking for right now. I could take Inner Malice, which is really good for a mutant build, especially this mutant. If you were going to mutant build with these two skulls in particular, I think it gives you like a 50% physical damage increase for a few seconds after swapping. And I probably should have taken it instead of having the hourglass, but I'm pretty sure I've made up in my mind that I'm just gonna ditch the mutant thing altogether as soon as I find something to do that. But it still would have been a good pick. Oh my gosh, just look at all the oh my gosh. Yeah. Now, when Gravedigger first came out in the last big patch, I thought I didn't like Gravedigger very much. It was a bit more of a learning curve. I don't think I really liked how stationary his summons were, where the recruit summons can run around and be a little bit more mobile. So that kind of put me off to Gravedigger to begin with, and not to mention it's a power skull. I'm not the biggest fan of power skulls just because of their mobility. I like having more mobility in this game. Being able to dodge and move quickly is, in my opinion, more valuable than just big, slow damage when you could do fast, big damage. Ooh, but we're gonna launch that fella. He's just gonna go ahead and die after he summons his bomb people anyways. We got the halfling girl, who she never gives me a big healing item, and she has a chance of giving you I think up to 100% of healing, but I seem to always get, oh, here, what's this? Oh, gambler. I need them fragments. Gambler's like such a that's a tough one. I do like Gambler though. Oh my god, I could not get more unlucky. The Archer 4th Adventurer fight is probably the hardest fight for me. I take heaps of damage from this bitch. Look at that, just tracking me, hitting me, constantly attacking. This is easily, without a doubt, the hardest adventurer fight. Toss her up there. What's strange is that ever since the patch came out with the new skulls and quintessence and all that, I have never seen the mage in Act 4. Yeah, but this is rough. I get her down, but ooh, samurai. But just took a ton of damage. Okay, so now we can upgrade the sergeant to, what is it, lieutenant? I can't remember. But yay, we got we didn't get perfect slash, so that's good. We don't have to find a reroll NPC. Oh, the charger, yeah, nice. Yeah, so for the recruit, I think I have like the two abilities I prefer. As you can see here, it's just nice having King Lear. He could start throwing before they even get close, and the charger will go attack them too. So this is why these two skulls are very good. Whenever I get recruit to legendary and his swap-ins just get a bunch more goons going, that's whenever this is just a lot of fun. I really hope that when they release new skulls that they have more summon skulls. It's just they're just a lot of fun. They're super powerful. They're super powerful. They have a lot of utility. You could build them different ways. It's just what I'm waiting for is that magic summoner. See what they could do with that. I think it could be a lot of fun to have a magic based summoning skull. All right, well, that took a little longer, but we got that. So we're sitting at 77 fragments. I need more fragments, and not getting a skull room is here a little disappointing. Now this room right here can be a bear, but having Gravedigger, it is just cake. Oh my god. You can kill these summoning NPCs. If you can kill them fast enough, I mean, you can kill them. If you kill them fast enough, they won't summon their little minions. That's swapping though. But I've been very excited since Skul came out on console. It seems like everybody was waiting for Skul to release on console, and it did take them a while, but a lot of people, I tend to think that they think that the development team is bigger than it is, and console ports are not the easiest thing. But I'm glad it's out now. I hope a lot of people are getting to play and enjoy the game. This is like the most fun roguelike I've ever played. I've tried to Enter the Gungeon. I tried Hades. Where Enter the Gungeon is just hella charming. I just am terrible at that. I could never get a win in that. But this game just has a play style that I really enjoy. I like side-scrolling games. I like Hollow Knight, like the Metroid series. And just the variety of the skulls that you get is just endlessly addicting. It does have a very steep learning curve. At the beginning, it can feel like you're stuck in Act 1 forever, which I get. That's like, this game definitely is warranting of criticism, but I would say that that's like the biggest thing. I know that they added the rookie mode, or oh my, gunpowder sword. Probably one of the more broken items in the game at the moment. Every time you crit with the gunpowder sword, you're gonna do additional damage. And so I immediately dropped that mutant build for this. Yeah, so gunpowder sword, it is just wickedly powerful. Oh my god. And okay, now I'm remembering, this is where the run gets nutty. Thieves Black Steel Dagger with gunpowder sword is like usually just like an immediate take. You just take them. Thieves Black Steel Dagger, you can see it down, and it stacks and it increases your chance to crit. And with gunpowder sword, when you're critting, you're doing additional damage. So yeah, they synergize amazingly well together. It's just like, most of the time it's like a no-brainer. You just take them if you're doing a physical run. So that's what we did, and now I feel like the run is just dummy broken, and now we have 100 skull fragments exactly. So now no more skull rooms. We will be taking item rooms. Yeah, look, they're just exploding. Oh my gosh. Oh, just bullying them at this point. Even with the recruit's basic attack, still proccing. A bonus swiftness? No, we don't take that. We don't even have any speed skulls. So I'm still kind of surprised at just how much. Oh my gosh, slime. All right, now I remember why I recorded this. We got slime. Oh boy. Now slime is was an addition. I don't know if they always had it planned. Okay, just looking at what I have the chance. Now this is where slime surprised me. Very much surprised me. I got rear blast, which in the community, and usually if you have a full inventory, slime will duplicate your last 2 items. So if you're in an item room, you can go drop, pick up, kind of finagle your inventory so that you can raise your odds of getting what you want. But this really surprised me, getting 2 rear blasts and infinite bone. I am screaming. I should take it, but I have so much dummy damage now that I just don't care. I couldn't care about summoning more. I'd just swap. Yeah, so slime really surprised me. If you don't have a full inventory, it's almost a guarantee that he'll just duplicate the last item you have. So sometimes if you have a really good item that you want to duplicate, it's worth selling something to get double of something. But here we go with Joan. Joan is a butt, but we are, oh my gosh, just look at this. I'm trying to save my summons for when we go into phase 2, but my god. This is a little stupid. Now, if I had recruit at legendary at this point, it would be just that much better. But Joan is very like annoying at first. Just the fact that you have 2 targets on the side and she's summoning people at the bottom. It can feel like a lot at first. But here we're going into phase 2 where Joan's gonna float around and do a bunch of different abilities. I'm gonna try to summon as much as I can from Gravedigger, but now she's moving, and this is the biggest problem, is when she moves. So the fight isn't going as fast as I want, and especially with this archer just standing there while Joan is right there and it's not shooting. Charger's gonna charge right off. Gonna try to swap back into Gravedigger and just summon what I can. Since she's gonna stand here for a second, I'm gonna take tons of damage up here. Again, she's gonna move. I'm getting a little frustrated at this point. I wish that Joan would just come over right here, but we could summon some King Lear, and oh, that's why King Lear is so good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so not the best Joan fight, not the fastest. I took a lot of damage. But yeah, we got the win, and now we can finally get legendary recruit. And again, that's the biggest downside with this run, is that if you don't get lucky with skulls early on, you're gonna have to be farming fragments for a while. But now we have both legendaries. We're heading up to the what was it, first hero? But look at all of our goons. Look at them. They can proc gunpowder sword too, so it's just stupidly broken. Now, coming in the last shop, a Kyrian decided to show up, which Kyrian for mostly every skull is like, you just take it. It's one of the best items in the game. But there's no way we're gonna get 300 kills before the adventurer before the first hero, so we're just gonna skip it, get some food, and go. But yeah, this run turned out stupidly broken. But yeah, I've never done a video with commentary like this. I don't know if it turned out good, or if I'm rambling too much or not making any sense, or if it's too long, but I really wanted to show a run start from finish and just kind of talk about it as we win. But man, the first hero, this boss took me so long to beat and has thwarted so many what should have been broken runs. And he is just so annoying. 3 phases. He ain't standing still, so the arrows aren't hitting him. And that's really the biggest problem with him, is that I think this is the most he stands still when he does this attack. Goes into this, he's invulnerable. Just when you see it flash, you try to stay in the corner and dash. I'm really waiting for him to just drop back down so that my goons can just start wailing on him. And they disappear just in time. That's great. Yeah, but the first phase of this fight is like, in my opinion, is just so annoying. Here we go, into a second phase. And you see he's standing still a bit more. He's already at lower than half health. And he's dead. They just keep smacking them. Now the third phase is not a joke either. You still have to be really careful. But as long as you dodge and you just don't panic, you should be alright. Here he goes. He's just standing in there. Try to bait him into one corner. And he's dead before he could do his Kamehameha. So yeah, this was my first like commentary video like this. If you liked it, let me know. If you hated it, let me know. But yeah. And of course here I'm seeing, oh, yep, didn't get a quintessence. Missed that. But yeah, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I hope to make more videos like this in the future. There's always wacky builds that we got. But yeah, thank you. Goodbye. Bye-bye.